Hello students, welcome back to my channel. In this video we are going to cover how to answer IELTS mixed graph. Mixed graph is basically, it could be a combination of your pie chart or a line graph, or it could be a combination of your line graph or bar graph, or it could be a combination of your pie graph or with your table. Could be anything, any of these two. So mixed graph, they are comparatively little difficult compared to the other categories that we have covered. Maps are simple processes. If you've watched my other videos, you can understand how a process is being answered, how maps are being answered. Comparatively, the questions that contain data could be a little difficult for students because they have to organize them a lot. And when it comes to organization, your response would get more scores if you are writing a coherent one. A coherent answer is directly proportional to how much your response is being organized. The steps would remain the same for all of the writing task 1 in IELTS Academic, and that's gonna be planning the answer, right? Whenever you look at the question, always plan your answer first, and it includes your steps such as you have to paraphrase it and then writing the overview. So in this video particularly, it's only about IELTS mixed graph band 9 response, or you can say that how you can elevate your scores to band 7, 8, 9 by just watching the video. You don't need tutoring as such, however you need feedback on your writing task. So without any further ado, let's just start our video. So there are common combinations that we have talked about, and whenever guys you're watching my videos, since you're my student, it's my responsibility again to tell you that please download the PDF and open it when you're watching my video so that you can understand what I'm actually trying to say. If you watch it like without looking at the PDF, or what you can do is just read the PDF before or maybe after the video and try to understand me as much as you can with the help of the videos. I bet if you just watch my videos clearly, you have a really good chance to get a high band score in your IELTS task 1 and as well as task 2, since you know there are lots of videos we have made to help you out and to tell you that what is actually a band 8 response, what's a band 7 response, and what is a band 9 response look like. And imagine how simple is it to write a band 9 response. It's actually not difficult. It's just that students tend to follow like some websites and then Google, you know, they just Google band 9 essay and then they feel like, oh, this is a band 9 essay, but it's actually not. So you have to understand that this is band 7, this is band 8, and this is band 9. All right, so whatever answers I'm giving you at the end of these videos, those are written by just me, and I've written them, and then you know I've also written that how much time I've spent on each question and then how many words are there. And I'll also be giving you a little bit more idea that how sometimes, you know, but what I'm doing is I'm writing a couple of extra words because I can write it and I can get band 9 with writing those words as well. However, for students, I always suggest that they should not be writing extra words. The reason being, when you're writing extra words, you might make more grammar mistakes or maybe make more spelling mistakes, and that's going to reduce your scores, which we obviously don't want. So whenever you're doing your writing task 1, make sure that you're not writing a lot of words. Just keep it like they say that you have to write at least 150 words, so keep it somewhere around 160, 170 words. I know that sometimes data can be a hell lot, but it's all right. Even if the data is low, we'll guide you how to organize your data. The steps are going to be the same. Step 1 is always, whenever you're looking at the question, look at the question, look at the graph, and then you know, inhale the information, try to understand what does it say. Step 1 is analyze it, read the graph. What does it say? Where is it going? Something is going up, something is going down, something is remain steady, something is fluctuating, maybe something has grown so up, like significant growth, significant decrease, steady decrease, steady increase. You know, what is something consistent, what is something fluctuated. So you need to see all these trends when you're looking at the graph. And once you are done analyzing it, start writing like what are you going to add in your main body para 1 and main body para 2. So your task 1 is going to have 4 paragraphs, paraphrasing the question statement first. The second one is your overview. Again, overview is super important. Nothing can change this fact that your overall overview should be like, you know, of band 7 in order to get the band 7 in your answers, because the more coherent overview you would write, the correct overview you would write, the appropriate one you would write, it get a band 7 or above. Again, main body para 1 and main body para 2, just highlight that these are the details you're going to write. And once you're done doing that, you need to make sure that your planning is good enough so that you're not writing and writing and writing again. Do not try to overwrite it. If you try to do this at an exam, like let's say if you haven't planned your answer and you're writing it, definitely it's going to reduce your score. So make sure that whenever you are writing your answer, you are never making this mistake of like writing it over and over again, the same answer, because that's gonna confuse you during your during your writing task one. So never do that. Always plan beforehand. In my PDFs also, I specifically have mentioned it, that you need to emphasize your this ability. Do not hesitate when you're planning, or do not rush yourself when you're planning. So even when you're practicing at home, do not rush yourself for planning. Always spend at least 2 to 3 minutes on planning, and then afterwards the next 10 to 15 minutes on writing. And finally, you'll still have some time to proofread your answer, and make sure that you read it. You read your answer, you check your answer for at least 3 minutes, so that you can get to know your mistakes and you can correct them before you submit the final answer. Okay, so 4 paragraphs. Step 1. Once again, we are going to paraphrase the question statement. Guys, I'm going to explain now the mixed graph that we have in front of you, as you guys can see in the PDF as well. So there's location of dance classes in the pie chart, you can see, and you can also see that there is community halls and other locations are there. These are the keywords written. Private studios 48%. So basically, what does it say? What does the question says? It says the pie chart shows the location where the dance classes are held in a town in Australia, and the bar chart shows the types of dance attended by children in 2 different age groups. I've just read the question. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where it's relevant. It's on page number 3 of the PDF that is being attached. So once you open it, you would see that how the pie chart shows the location of the dance classes, and then the bar graph is showing that how children are being affected by it. Like let's say those children who are under 18, and then the children are basically divided into 2 categories. One are under 18 and the other ones are from 18 to under 11, and then the other ones are from 11 to 16 years old. So when it comes to the first pie chart, we're gonna okay, step 1 is always the paraphrasing one. You can paraphrase it even before planning, that is fine, but it's good if you plan your answer first and then you start writing it in single shot. So when we've done the paraphrasing, what I've written here is the pie chart illustrates the distribution of venues used to conduct dance classes in a town in Australia, while the bar graph, it displays the types of dance classes attended by children in 2 different age groups, under 11 and 11 to 16 years old. So once again, I'm repeating it. What does the pie chart represent? The pie chart, it illustrates the distribution of venues. Like you've seen that in the pie chart itself, they are saying the studio, apartments, college halls are there, community halls are there. So this is the distribution of venues we have where the dance classes are conducted. And then the bar chart, what does it display? Display how which particular age group children attended which dance classes. Like for example, if you're looking at the second bar graph, you're saying what you can see is the under 18 children attend ballet classes, some attend tap classes, some attend modern dance classes. So depending on the age group, their interest varies. So overall, when I'm looking at the graph, what I can see here, most of the classes are conducted in private studios, that is 48%. That's what I want you guys to do. Whenever you're writing the overview, just look at it. What is the maximum something it? And whenever you're writing the overview, make sure that you're never adding like 48% or the data. Do not add these details. That we will add in our main body paragraphs. And overall, what I'm going to write is, so the maximum dance classes are conducted in the private studios, whereas the minimum are conducted in college-based studios, right? And then what other could be the sentence, since we have 2 graphs now. One is a pie chart, another one is a bar graph as well. So what I'm going to write in my second sentence and overview, that's going to be like, you can see that the maximum students they prefer to, like, it depends on the age. So under 18, under 11 one, they are mostly attending the ballet classes, whereas the kids 11 to 16 years old, they prefer to maximize, like, attend the modern classes. So this is the difference, and this is what we can write in the overview, right? That this is what we can see when we look at the graph for the first time. For the second time, even if you look at it, these are the common things that you can see, right? So overall, the private studios are the most common location for dance classes. This is what I've written in my first sentence of overview. Overall, the private studios are the most common location for dance classes, whereas college-based studios are least used. Regarding dance preferences, younger children tend to favor ballet, while older students show a strong preference for modern dance. That's it. This is my overview. This is how it looks like. The information that I can grab when I'm firstly looking at the graph. Even when I'm looking at it for the second time, I'm not adding any details. In your overview, you never add the details like 5%, 10%. You never do that. Keep it simple, keep it sober. This is how you should write it. Overview is nothing. It's just 1 or 2 sentences. And how do we get the data? Whenever we look at the graph for the first time, what is the maximum you can see? What is the minimum you can see? And then just write it. Just keep it this way, like what's the maximum trend you can see and what's the minimum trend you can see. For band 7, this technique would definitely work. For higher band, yes, you need more specialization, let's say feedback as well, but yeah, for band 7, this technique could simply work. Right, so we are done with the paraphrasing and we're done with the overall as well. So in my paraphrasing, I've discussed like how the pie chart illustrates the distribution of venues. Of course, we have seen that how the venues are distributed, like, you know, there are students who are going to college-based studios, but maximum are going to the private studios, right? And then there's age group as well. 2 age groups we are talking about here, under 11 and then 18. I'm so sorry for this. Under 11 and 11 to 16 years. Guys, please don't mind. Look at the graph. Open the PDF. Even when I'm speaking, just open the PDF, read it, so that you can get more clarity. Of course, even if I make mistake, just excuse me for that. So what I'm going to add in my main body paragraph, to begin with, nearly half of the dance classes, again, I'm using a connector when I'm starting it. And if you see, I'm using connectors pretty constantly, like I'm using overall, comma, private studios, you know. To begin with, nearly half of the dance classes are conducted in private studios, and school halls, they account for 24% of the classes, followed by the community halls at 18%, and then college-based studios, they host the fewest classes, comprising only 10% of the total. That's what I've written in my, because pie chart was very simple, so I've written the simplest way, you know. To begin with, nearly half of the dance classes are conducted in why I've written that nearly half of the dance classes, because I meant 48%. Rather than writing 48%, just to show your vocabulary, you can also write nearly half of the dance classes. 48% is exactly half of 100%. And then school halls, they account for 24% of the classes, which is like even half than that of the private studios. But anyway, you can also write 24% or maybe half of that, followed by the community halls at 18, and then college-based studios they conduct the fewest ones, comprising only 10%. Then in my last paragraph, which is my main body paragraph, I'm going to add the detail for the bar graph. So in terms of dance styles, ballet is the most popular choice among children under 11, attracting approximately 600 participants. However, only around 250 of them attend modern classes. So I'm talking about the age group under 11. Maximum of them are 600 in the ballet one, whereas for the modern one, they're just 250. The trend reverses for the 11 to 16, because as you can see that for 11 to 16 age group, so for 11 to 16 age group, the trend reverses because they have more than like 500 participants in the modern dance and just 300 in the ballet. So you can see that, you know, under 11 and 11 to 16 year age group children, they have different preferences. They prefer more, like, you know, depends on their age group. Some prefer more modern dance. For example, the trend reverses for 11 to 16 age group. That's what we have written, with more than 500 students participating in the modern dance and there's just 300 in the ballet. Tap dance, again, just one sentence for that. The tap dance appears to have relatively balanced number of participants in both age groups, with figuring, you know, hovering around 400. Again, the figures for tap dance is like somewhere around 400 for both age groups. It means that tap dance is like considered equally important by both age groups. So that's what I've written. I've written in the simplest way, guys. If you look at my graph, that's the very simplest graph. Anyone could write it. Can easily get a band 7, 8 if you write this sort of answer. This is a band 9 answer, and why this is a band 9 answer is because it is coherent. It has met all the criteria that is being written in IELTS band descriptors, has adequate vocabulary. It also has a coherent overview, clearly represented overview instead. The paraphrasing is correct. It has no grammar mistakes. However, when you're writing in the real exam, for any student who is a pretty good student can make grammar mistakes, and that's 100% acceptable. To make those little bit of the mistakes. If you make just 1 or 2 mistakes, guys, you can still get a band 9, so don't worry about it. When you're trying to practice these and trying to understand my task, the writing task 1, whatever I've given, if you see, my answers are very simple. Anyone could understand it. If you see, logically, these answers are pretty organized. I've not done, which is, you know, bit unorganized or shabby. The answers are pretty coherent. And it's very simple. Just one structure we have followed in all the tasks: overview, paraphrasing, overview, main body para 1, main body para 2. That's it. Now, why I have even added like main body para 1 and main body para 2. I can combine those details in one paragraph also. The reason is, when you divide your answer like this in like 3 to 4 paragraphs, 4 paragraphs would be an ideal one, because you have got like 150, 170 words to write. Then your paragraphs don't look, very long, and it helps the reader, the examiner, to understand it, to read it well. So in order to make it more presentable, it's good to write 4 paragraphs rather than just finishing the response in 3 paragraphs. See, 3 paragraphs is not wrong or inappropriate. And Google, if you see, there are responses where people have written like 3 paragraphs and they've still got band 7. But it's just for your good that if you write 4 paragraphs, you're gonna be more helpful to you. What you can do instead is like write a paraphrasing and then the overview, and then just write 2 main body paragraphs, main body para 1 and 2, wherein you're adding the details. Do not add any conclusion in this answer, do not add your opinions in this answer, and do not add your details in your like percentages or years in your overview. That's the best way to answer it. Just keep 3 to 4 things, these things in mind. And when you were watching my video again, just keep the PDF open. After watching my video, just revise this question. Write it if you want to, just copy paste it for yourself so that your mind can understand about the vocabulary which I've used, topic specific vocabulary as well. And then afterwards, always try to practice one sample question. If you want any help from us, like sending you a practice question, you can comment in the comment section below. If you want classes from us, of course, or maybe writing feedback, we are here to help you. We also can help you with all 4 modules. It's not just about the writing, it's just that this video is about writing, so I just thought to mention that. We also provide a writing feedback services, and we can elevate your scores to 7, 8, 9 depending on how much hard work are you ready to put in. All right, so at the end of this video, make sure that you're able to compare the relevant details and summarizing it. Do not add any conclusions again, and then just try to write a coherent response where you know that your one sentence is leading to the next, and then you're comparing it as well, the trends which are going above and beyond, and then keeping the tense consistent. That's also very important, because if you're making tenses mistakes, that's gonna impact your scores for sure. Like for example, here the tenses, we have mostly used the past one, simple past one, that's what we're using. So make sure the tenses are also consistent. Also guys, when you're practicing at home, so make sure that you're doing it in the exam conditions, like doing it in less than 20 minutes. Step 1, analyze the question, look at the bar graph, scan it in your mind, understand it, then start writing. Plan your response before you start writing, otherwise you would lead to more chaos in the exam. Imagine you would be rubbing it and then rewriting it. Now you have black pen these days, so you won't be able to rub it. Then basically you should avoid this activity of rewriting it, or if you don't plan it, that would happen for sure. So make sure, analyze the question, interpret it, analyze, make a plan of that before you start writing. And then once you make a plan, I'm 100% sure you would be able to write the answer within 10 to 13 minutes. Once you're done that, just check your answer, proofread your answer. 3 minutes for planning, 13 minutes to write the answer, 16 minutes are done, and still you would be having 3 to 4 minutes to check your answer. So make sure you check the answer after completing it, and that's how you'd be able to get a band 7, 8, 9 of your choice. So thanks for watching this video. If you have any doubts, you can comment us in the section below, and then we'll be able to assist you. All the best for your exam. Thanks once again. Have a great day.